It was only a few months ago that I unboxed on the channel my first ever Gibson, and that was my Gibson Standard 50s Goldtop with P90s, and it's a guitar that I have definitely found a solid place for in my heart. To be my first ever Gibson after a lifetime of dreaming about that. When I was a kid, my parents bought me a Fender Strat, which I love dearly and loved straight away. But as a kid, you always dream, and Jimi Hendrix was my idol, but so was Jimmy Page. And as I grew older, I thought, you know, one day I would really love to have a Gibson. I had some Epiphones back then, which I absolutely adored. As a 12, 13, 14-year-old kid, Epiphones were more than good enough. And actually, they've got so good now that often they are just good enough for someone like me. But there's something about Gibson. I have sitting around me, not all on camera, 4 very special guitars that have, to me anyway, transcended the normal sort of tool instrument that they really are. You know, they are just pieces of wood that have been shaped and carved and had hardware added to, and then some strings. And if you think about it like that, then pick up any guitar, it should sound fine. But there is such a difference when you have a connection with the instrument. And that's why in comment sections, when people talk about it being in the fingers, the tone is in the fingers, you know, a good guitarist could pick up any instrument. Yes, all of that is true, but some of us play guitars for some reasons and some for others. For me, I play guitar because it makes me feel good. I don't care whether anyone's listening to me. It's probably the only thing in my life where I am perfectly happy doing it in isolation, and I have no need to show off, apart from the fact that I've started a YouTube channel. But that's not showing off. That is just, I want to share my passion for the subject of guitar. And having grown up having Jimmy Page as an idol, I got my Goldtop because I wanted to start at the beginning. I got P90s because I wanted to start at the beginning. But it didn't take long before I was dreaming of having my first Burst. Jimmy Page's Burst was something I honestly would dream about at night as a kid. It's such an incredible guitar, and there are so many other guitarists who've had great Gibson Les Pauls, Bursts specifically. But Jimmy Page's guitar was just always in my mind. That was the sort of guitar that I wanted. And so when I was able to find a beautiful 59 Reissue Custom Shop, I was so happy, and it still excites me to see it in my room every time I come in here every day. It definitely has found a bigger place in my heart even than the Goldtop. And I think there is a difference between the USA Standard and then the Custom Shop. It feels like someone made this by hand. You know, I know there's handwork involved in all of these great Gibson guitars, but it feels like someone specifically worked on my guitar to make it the way it is. And the custom buckers that are in there are so great. I love them. It gives as close to a PAF feeling as I possibly could get. This guitar represents to me so much great music that I've heard and loved and had emotional moments with, and memories and just fun times as well, that I'm always happy to pick up my Burst, my 59, and I named it after my wife. It's called Estelle. So, you know, it's a gorgeous guitar. The Les Paul shape, however, is possibly not the most comfortable for me. Not that I don't get on with it, but I find a Strat very comfortable. And I first started playing guitar actually with acoustic Spanish guitar, and that larger shape has been something that I've often found more comfortable because I started like that. So roll on just a little bit further from when I bought the R9. I went down to a shop in Cheltenham in the west of England called ATB Guitars to film some of the great vintage guitars that they have there. They have incredible guitars from PAF, Leyden, Gibson Les Pauls and 63 Strats and earlier. They have beautiful ES guitars from obscure ones that I'd never really thought about up to 355, which is the most famous of the ES guitars. But what stuck out to me was this absolutely played in, slightly wonky, definitely not anywhere near perfect Es-355. Now, I had it in the back of my head that if I like this guitar, I might go for it. I thought my first real vintage guitar would be a Strat. I always thought one day I'll put together some money and it will be a lifetime purchase. But as I've got deeper and deeper into this passion and this hobby, I've said that to myself so many times, and I bought my custom shop Gibson and I bought other things, amps and everything. Well, I was in ATB and I played a PAF 335 from 62 or 3. It was incredible, but that was a bit more money than I wanted to spend, and it was in perfect condition. Now, I am a reasonably untidy person, but I'm also someone that just wants to sit and play with my guitar for hours. I'm going to have a cup of coffee. I don't want to worry too much about it. I mean, doing these YouTube videos, I've knocked over my lights and everything several times onto my guitars, and, the odd scratch here and there, fine, but there's a line where I'm not comfortable. So the guitar I ended up with, my cherry red 355 with the vibrola, a guitar that would have been stereo but is not anymore, a guitar that had the baritone switch, which would have been fun, but it's been decommissioned. But it felt like a real played in piece of history to me. It's not the best guitar I've ever played. The lower E string constantly comes out of its saddle or whatever, and it's got a beautiful sound. It's got a unique sound as well. To me, like, it sounds like itself. It doesn't sound like other ES guitars that I've heard. It's definitely got incredibly low output pickups, which I love. And that has been a guitar I just pick up all the time because it's got so many dents, scratches, dings. It doesn't matter that it's actually my most expensive guitar. I just lean it against the sofa. I lean it against the table. I'm not worried. Luckily, I've never dropped it yet, so it's all gone well. Now, I love that guitar. I absolutely love it, but it's a bit janky, It's the string pops out, the vibrola gets stuck, it doesn't work. The frets probably need working on. It's got the slightly thinner nut width. And sometimes I just felt like it wasn't doing quite what I wanted. So that leads me on to the one. The guitar that I think has taken the #1 place from my Strat. Now we're talking two completely different worlds here, Strats and semi-hollow body humbucker guitars. And maybe there's no need for me to declare one or the other as my favourite. The R9 Les Paul that I've named after my wife will be a guitar I keep forever. I play it pretty much every day. I love it. But when I picked up this last guitar, I straight away knew that it was probably the most comfortable made-for-me guitar that I've ever picked up in my life. And I bought it online, having seen an unboxing video. I was on YouTube, it popped up in my feed, Peach Guitars, who I just bought these 2-rock amps from. Jeff there was doing an unboxing, and it was mainly going to be Les Pauls and a few other things. And right near the end of the video, he just popped out this guitar. I had to email them straight away. They had 2 of them. Someone had already shown interest and was going to buy the other one. Because I put the money down first, I got to choose the lighter one. It's not even £8, it's £7, 14 ounces. Unbelievably light. It's a stunning guitar. Straight away, the feel of it, the sound of it, the way it makes me feel has made the last couple of days since I got it just absolutely magic here in my music room. It's led me to find a sound that I'm really, really enjoying, loving, and I'm addicted to, and I'm waking up thinking, oh God, I've got to get down there and play. And I think I'm going to be able to make quite a few good videos comparing this 355 to its vintage counterpart, comparing the custom buckers in here to the custom buckers that I've got in 2 other guitars. And that this is the guitar that I feel like is me. Now, you might think it's like a BB King guitar, but it's really not. Yes, he had a 355. Yes, he had it in black with the gold hardware, but his had the holes covered up. If you buy a BB King guitar, it doesn't have the holes. This has the holes. I don't mind that. I don't mind the fact of a bit of feedback. I'm not playing loud like him. I'm not playing on a stage all the time like him. And obviously, no one's really tuning in to watch me play guitar as such. So I'm not bothered by the holes, which I know some people have been. But we can play our amps quietly these days and sound fantastic because the amps are so good. So it doesn't even matter. You don't have to play that loudly. That's really what I wanted to say. This is my new number 1. And here it is. It's absolutely gorgeous. 59 reissue Custom Shop 355. They haven't gone too far. They've made a couple of like stains and dings, and I'll do a full review of this guitar, so I'm not going to talk about it anymore. I'll just play you a few notes, and hopefully you found this of interest if you've been following the channel, just to sort of catch up with how I'm getting on with these Gibson guitars and what I'm thinking about them. And if you're new to the channel and you enjoy someone showing you gear, doing gear reviews, talking about their guitars, their amps, helping you find your tone, I'm going to be doing a new series soon about building up my pedal board, and maybe that will help you, then please subscribe to the channel. It really, really helps. And if you want to see more of my videos pop up, then of course subscribe please, and give this video a thumbs up. And as I said, I'll play a few notes on this one to finish off, and otherwise I'll see you next time. Cheers.